Hey guys. Okay, so I just wanted to jump on here. It's been a little bit since I've done a video, but I wanted to share something, an experience that I went through that I know God wanted me to share. And it was something that it was phenomenal. I don't even know how else to explain it, but it happened early Saturday morning when I woke up like around 4:30 in the morning. I usually get up and um, that's usually when I journal my dreams, um, and then I usually go back to sleep. It's something that I've been doing pretty much every day for a while now. But Saturday morning, when I woke up and I went to go back to sleep, I had went to close my eyes, but when I looked around, I saw the sky. And I was like, am I dreaming? But it wasn't like our sky. It was all black and it had a lot of stars. Not like stars like ours. It was a ton of stars. I was just like, oh my gosh, look at all these stars. And I started touching myself and blinking my eyes and started touching Athena, my dog, because I wanted to make sure. I'm like, am I dreaming or am I really awake? Because I was laying in my bed, but I was seeing all this around me. And then the sky opened and this emerald green light came out, and then it went back in, like kind of like poured out and went back in. And I was like looking, I was like, okay, that's different. But then I was just looking around like, oh my god, like it was like all these stars. Like I can't even explain. It was just like so. I was like I was just in awe. Like I just could not believe the amount of stars in the sky. Like how dark it was, and it was just like the amounts. Like I've never in my life seen stars like this. Never. I was just like I just kept saying, look at these stars, and then like a few minutes later, the sky opened again, and then another like beam of light came out, another color, and it just like poured in, like poured in. And I looked at it, maybe it was blue. And then after that, like violet with like white or diamond color came. But this time when the violet came, it kind of like poured over the sky a little bit. So it kind of lightened out a little bit since it had the white on top, and it just kind of like layered over it. And I was just like, wow, look at that violet. It looks so pretty, because it just kind of like how it went over the sky with all the stars. And I was just like just like taking it all in. I was just laying there and I'm just like looking around, just taking all of this in and taking in the colors, and it was just pouring into me, and I was just like taking everything in, and I just like I could not believe this was happening, and that God was just letting me have this experience and giving me this peace. And I was just like, I could not believe it. And then on the right, the sky opened and another color came in. I'm trying to remember what color it was. Maybe it was blue. But then all the way on, my heart's beating so fast right now just even thinking about it. And then on the far left, I remember looking, I was like, wow, that's so far away. A gold light came in, but it came in thick. Gold light came in. And when the gold light came in, a chariot came in with it. And when the chariot came in, I looked and I just had a feeling. I said, Uriel? And he looked at me, and I was like, wow, that's far away. And he looked at me, but then he went back behind the sky, and he came out 3 times. So he came out with the gold light and went back in, and then came back. He did that 3 times, and I just looked. I was like, wow, he's far away. But he came in a chariot 3 times and looked at me. And I was like, that is so amazing. And I was there for, I would say like 10-15 minutes with this experience, I would have to say it seemed like I was there for a while. I felt it. Maybe not. I'm not sure. I wasn't looking at the clock, but like it seemed like I was there for a good amount of time, that I felt comfortable and rested, and I was just taking everything in. And I was just I just couldn't believe that this was happening to me, that I had this experience. And I just couldn't believe it. And I was just like, I don't know, why God chose me to allow me to have this experience in this little piece of heaven, but I definitely wanted to share it, especially with everything that's been going on with my journey, and every place like where like how far I've come and grown, because I was in a really dark place, 2.5, 3 years ago, with the relationship that I was in, and where I thought God had forsaken me. And during that time, I mean, there was times where I was suicidal. So to go from that place to a place now, the walk that I'm in with God, my spiritual walk now, I mean, that is big, where I've done so much work and so much healing, and that I always want to let my other survivors know, and also my victims know, that it's okay to walk away and to do the work you need to do, do the healing, do the therapy, and to work on yourself, and don't be afraid to work on yourself, and do it alone. Doing the work alone is important. Don't listen to what everybody else has to say. Do what you feel you need to do for yourself, because that is how you're going to get better. Working on yourself by yourself. Do the work between you and God, because that is when you're going to see a difference. Have a good night.